So I've talked about how language is important in the spreading of propaganda and things like dog whistles, but there's actually other styles and techniques you could pick up on subtle propaganda that's occurring. And one of the examples, because headlines are so important and they're usually all people read, you have to pay attention to things like active and passive voice in headlines. See, active voice is when a subject performs an action. And then passive voice is when a subject receives an action, right? So here's an example from May 13th of the NPR. They posted it today. It says, in Gaza, a hidden threat could kill Palestinians even after a ceasefire. It talks about how Palestinians venture back into areas of Gaza that have been obliterated by months of combat. And then they mention explosive experts saying 10% of munitions do not detonate on impact. See, this is an important thing to talk about, right? But what you may have noticed if you're watching this video, and other people might discover from watching this video as well, is the passive voice that's used to describe that. Because active voice would have to point or direct a subject that is performing the bombing. And then that bombing would bring up the question of, well, who is supplying the bombs? Who's the one performing the bombing? Why are they bombing? By having passive voice, you say Palestinians in Gaza are affected by this without having to point a finger or create accountability of saying who did what. The point of passive voice is to present information when you're trying to intentionally withhold or prevent attention towards the subject that is causing the action. And I know what you'd be thinking. Nah, it seems kind of subtle. What difference does it make? They're talking about it. It's a substantial difference. It's like the difference between saying a woman was raped and a man rapes. There's a very big difference between the subject of the victim in a situation and the one who is causing it, or the aggressor. Avoiding active voice when discussing problems like this is a type of propaganda.